Revolutionary universal memory, the dawn of a fast, ultra-efficient memory matrix. A new phase change memory developed by Stanford researchers offers faster, more efficient data processing capabilities. This scalable, low-power, and stable technology could revolutionize computing by improving performance metrics across the board, marking a step towards universal memory. Universal memory, what does that even mean? I wonder what that, I'll have to break that down a little bit. But faster memory, guys, big thing. Memory is not fast enough. You can always have faster memory. Stanford researchers have developed a new phase change memory that can help computers process large amounts of data faster and more efficiently. We are tasking our computers with processing ever-increasing amounts of data to speed up drug discovery, improve weather and climate predictions, train artificial intelligence, and much more. To keep up with the demand, we need faster, more efficient computer memory than ever before. Innovations in memory technology. Researchers at Stanford have demonstrated that a new material may make phase change memory, which relies on switching between high and low resistance states to create the ones and zeros of computer data. I will point out, too, a bit of a clickbaity title. This is just about the material discovery. A new material that may make, right? That's really important. We got baited a bit here. I was hoping for some like actual new memory that... Their scalable technology, as detailed recently in Nature Communications, is fast, low-powered, stable, long-lasting, and fabricated at temperatures compatible with commercial manufacturing. We are not just improving on a single metric, such as endurance or speed. We are improving several metrics simultaneously, said Eric Popp, the PhD Professor of Electrical Engineering and Professor by courtesy of Materials Science and Engineering at Stanford. This is the most realistic, industry-friendly thing we've built in the sphere. I'd like to think of it as a step towards a universal memory. I think what they're saying with universal memory is there's different areas where you store memory, right? Like there's a memory cache, there's like actual memory sticks. You could even argue that your hard drive is memory, long-term memory. Maybe they're saying they can just do everything. I don't know. Cross sections of phase-changing memory devices in high and low resistance states. The diameter of the bottom electrode is 40 nanometers. Arrows mark some of the van der Waals interfaces, which form between layers of the superlattice material. The superlattice is disrupted and reformed between high and low pressure states. Morphous region. I wonder if they're actually showing this. So, what I think I'm seeing, I'm going to try and translate this a little. You can store memory in any type of state, and anything that can switch states can be memory, like literally anything. So you can take colors, you can take my hand, 1, 2, that's memory in a way. All memory is there was something that happened that caused my hand to flip, and therefore it is now flipped. That's all memory is, consider it. What I'm looking at when it says amorphous region and bottom electrode is that potentially you would have voltage changes based on this material, this stuff right here. So you would apply a voltage, the material properties would change, and you could flip it back and forth between those different states. That way you would have some memory, so you'd know when you push a little bit of electricity into the material that it would change, and you'd be able to kind of recreate that just by looking at the state of the material itself. Yeah, disrupted and reformed between the high and low resistance states. So there's a high resistance and low resistance, basically electrical. One way, it slows electricity down. Another way, it lets electricity go through quicker. Today's computers store and process data in separate locations. Volatile memory, which is fast but disappears when your computer turns off. Handling the process, while non-volatile memory, which isn't as fast but can hold information without constant power input, takes care of the long-term data storage. Shifting information between these two locations can cause bottlenecks while the processor waits for a large amount of data to be retrieved. This is what I'm actually really excited. Okay, this is actually going to be really cool. Hopefully we see this in a few years. Probably going to be more like 10 years, though. This is what I was saying originally. Well, right now, there's different memory states. There is the memory that is directly inside your computer, and then there's the memory in your hard drive. You could make those the exact same thing. Computers would get exponentially faster. Like, they already have, but I mean like orders of magnitude. Because the bottleneck right now is that transfer speeds, really. And transfer speeds are basically from your disk drive to your memory to someone else's memory to disk drive. If you can just go from disk drive to disk drive, if you can go from disk drive to CPU, it takes a lot of energy to shuttle data back and forth, especially with today's computing workloads, said Zhang Jinwu, co-lead author on the paper and doctoral candidate co-advised by Pop and Philip Wong. The Willard R. and Inez Kerr Bell professor in the School of Engineering. With this type of memory, we are really hoping to bring memory and processing closer together, ultimately into one device, so that it uses less energy and time. There are many technical hurdles to achieving an effective, commercially viable universal memory capable of both long-term storage and fast, low-power processing, without sacrificing other metrics. But now, with a new phase change memory developed in Pop's lab, is as close to anyone has come so far with this technology. The researchers hope that it will inspire further development and adoption as a universal memory. The promised GST467 alloy. The memory relies on GST467, an alloy of 4 parts of germanium, 6 parts antimony, and 7 parts tellurium. What are these materials? Atomic number 52. Brittle, mildly toxic, silver white. Which was developed by collaborators at the University of Maryland. Pop and his colleagues found ways to sandwich the alloy between several other nanometer-thin materials in a superlattice, a layered structure they previously used to achieve good non-volatile memory results. The unique composition of GST467 gives it particularly fast switching speed, said Azar Inishtar Khan, who earned his doctorate in the Pop's lab and is co-lead author on the paper. Integrating it within superlattice structures in nanoscale devices enables low switching energy, gives us good endurance, very good stability, and makes it non-volatile. It can retain its state for 10 years or longer. That is unbelievable. If this becomes a regular thing in computers, we are going to see huge advance. The bottleneck between long-term memory and short-term memory and even cached memory is probably one of the biggest things in computing right now. And if they can solve that, you can actually do processing inside the chip itself, like inside the storage. So as data is being pulled out and as data is being put back in, that processing can happen all in one load, as opposed to right now where you have to change your data up, bring it into memory, then move it back into storage. It's next level. Few other types of non-volatile memory can be a bit faster, but they operate at a higher voltage or a higher power, Pop says. With all these computing technologies, there are trade-offs between speed and energy. The fact that we're switching a few tens of nanoseconds while operating below 1 volt is a big... Yes, that is incredible. The superlattice also packs a good amount of memory cells into a small space. The researchers have shrunk memory cells down to 40 nanometers in diameter, less than half the size of a coronavirus. Oh, we're measuring things in coronaviruses now, apparently. That's not quite as dense as it could be, but researchers are exploring ways to compensate by stacking the memory in vertical layers, which is possible thanks to the superlattice's low fabrication temperature and the techniques used to create it. The fabrication temperature is well below what you need, Pop says. People are talking about stacking memory in thousands of layers to increase density. This type of memory can enable such future 3D layering. Very interesting. This An actual reference to the paper? Oh, it's just a reference to... I guess it is a reference to the paper. I know some of these words. I know some of those colors.